Good, very early morning everyone, and welcome to another tournament stream. Today we are streaming day 2 of the final stage for the NA server. So let's go straight into the garage. The room invite will be up in not too long. And let's have a look at what we're going to be looking at. So today we have Pincer versus Hated, and then the winner of that has to go against Rain. And then tomorrow the winner of that match has to go against Premo. So that's definitely going to be very interesting to see, and I'm excited. I have the coin stream today. That means that if you are watching this and you're not looking through the portal, that means that you're not getting coins. So if you want coins, watch through the portal. Make sure that you are logged in and know that you can only get coins for the NA server, for the NA stream, regardless of where I'm streaming from. So that is something to keep in mind as well. I apologize for any brain derps that I might have. It's near 3 AM for me, so that it basically explains all of them. And we'll just see how it goes. I've got some lovely replays lined up for you to watch in the in between the matches. That's the word I was looking for. And other than that, we're just going to have fun with some very epic tournament gameplay. I've no doubt about it. We're all streaming the same battles. Droodles is streaming the same battles. Fishy is streaming the same battles. Definitely subs to Fishy if you want to. And tomorrow it will be Droodles with the coin stream. He has that for the grand finals. So basically now we're just waiting for the room invite, which should be up any moment now. And then we'll just have a look at what map we're going to and what's going to happen. So we're starting off with a best of 7, and that will be followed by a best of 9. And because I have the coin stream, that means that I will be streaming for at least 2 hours, and I will make sure that you get the maximum amount of rewards, assuming that you started for at the beginning of the stream, started watching, I mean. So Pincer is already completely there, pretty much. Same goes for Hated. The only one that we're missing here is Fishy. He'll be arriving soon, I've no doubt. Basically, with 4 minutes left to go, there's plenty of time for anyone to just wander in and see how this will go. We are starting off on Winter Malinovka. Let me grab the map for you real fast. Well, not fast because you have all the time in the world. There's 3 bases. Base A, consider the map base. Base B and C more up top and closer together in between buildings and everything. There is more cover for B and C, and overall it is easier to dominate them together, but we've seen in all the matches today that it can be quite vital to have a fast tank around to cap A quick if you can, because that can definitely put pressure on, and that is equally important at this stage. So right now anything can still happen. Like I said, it's a best of 7, so the team that reaches 4 victories first is the one that is through to the next stage and will face off against Rain. So let me take away the map so that's no longer blocking your screen and that it can't basically F things up when we go into the battle like that. 3 minutes left to go before we actually go into the battle. I have a feeling that player is not going to be taking a toaster into the battle. Just a hunch. And there we go. Both teams are already completely ready. Just the game is not, and we will have to wait. I'm not seeing Fishy here. Not sure where he's at, but hopefully he'll make it in time. Pincer has readied up with an E100, 3 IS4s, a Sheridan, an E5 and another E100. And they're going to go up against an E100, a Sheridan, 2 IS4s, a 268 and 2 E5s. So a little bit less armor for Hated and more mobility. Anything, like I said, can happen at this stage, and it will be interesting to see what they do. Pincer has been incredibly strong in the professionals and earlier of course in the Ascent, but the competition was not quite as strong then as it was in the professionals. So we'll just have to wait and see. 2 minutes left to go. Thing is that Pincer before, they've been very strong in the early stages of a tournament before, but then somehow like deflated in a way, and that is basically the main weakness. And if they've regrouped now, then they can even take the championship. Pincer and Premo, and well, Rain is relatively new, but they're very strong clans, and Hated is the old one out here. But still, they have made it to the top 4, even if it was through tiebreakers. They made it here, and that is definitely saying something as well. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the match. I'm actually hating the dog in the garage right now. I still hate that there's a dog there and you can't actually see it. You just hear it, and you hear it a lot. There is Fishy, he just needs to ready up though. So does Taiki, but at least we're all complete. I just hope Fishy does remember to ready up. There we go. Now we're all set to go. And yeah, it's just been great fun streaming these tournaments so far. And I can't wait to see these matches. And the same goes actually for tomorrow. I do not have the NA coin stream tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to be up and streaming it, because it's sort of like getting a front row seat to a very epic match. And you basically get to talk about it, and people not necessarily want to listen, but people listen. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of you have this stream on, but are just basically muting it to not hear me and then go to watch their preferred commentator. Because that is basically the way that I would do it too. And that's the way you should do it. But here we go, countdown clock has begun. We are going into the first match of this best of 7, the first match on Winter Marinovka. And here we go. Pincer again, all using the same avatar. In the meantime, Chipotle just came into the chat, says Premo looks good on you. Yeah. I have the Premo clan tag on this press account as of today. I'll tell you after the match. But here we go. Let's see what they're gonna do. And we have Pincer weaving between themselves, and the E100s going more towards the middle. We have Sheridan versus Sheridan at base A. Neither of them spotted, but we see... Ooh, nice blind shot. Even though it didn't do that much damage, he will have known that he hit something. And he got spotted, but basically Dawn is now running off. And basically Pincer is holding more in the spawn, not going for the bases. And not much damage having been done yet. Komi launched a shot as well, but it did no damage. Base C is now being kept. Taiki has been spotted, taking a shot at Tommy there, but not actually penning. And now Hated has an advantage with the fact that they now have base C. And we see Dawn running around, going to be facing off against the Conky here. And they are spotted. Krypton rotating with Dawn, but also spotted now. Dawn taking a hit as he goes away. Body launches one right back. And now External has capped base A. And that means that there's about a 2-tank advantage in Haded's favor here. And basically what I mean with that is that 4 points, Pincer will have to kill 2 tanks of Haded's or get another cap or get base C in order to even it out. Taiki firing another shot. But basically Pincer is nicely dug in. They will have to make a move at some point though. And we see another missile, but this one doesn't hit. And basically with 5 minutes left to go, that is still plenty of time to pretty much do anything and everything. Krypton is getting fired at, but is not doing any damage. We have External coming around, going into the middle, onto the ramp. Krypton looking around, Havoc taking a little bit of HP from Killer. External running around the back, Krypton not hitting his shot. And we're in a sort of stalemate, but we will see a push from Pincer at some point. They're not going into base B, because that is what Krypton is guarding. Because look at this line of fire, he can fire straight into most of it. And what, oof, Conky taking a hit there. And what he can't hit, Havoc and Gamer and Player can hit. So now we have Killer moving in. And Crimson just fired. Ooh, that is 1234 damage gone in an instant. And he's like, yeah, nope. Conky losing some more HP. We have Komi moving in. Taiki now getting attacked. Base C is being stolen. This is what I mean. With Pincer taking the base, they will have a base advantage, a point advantage, and that will make it very difficult for Hated. Hated now pushing the middle, going after Killer, and capping base B. But they're not quite all there, like literally not all there, and that is the problem here. They need to be together, they need to push together. They are still capping the base and they are not actually capping. They do take out Killer. Can't be good. And Tommy now getting shot at. And basically in a bit of a tricky position here. Havoc is almost gone. With the next reload he is going to be gone. Base B has been capped, but at this stage both teams have lost the gun. And with two bases, Pince's advantage is quickly going up. Big hit into, there you go, player there. Komi is still alive, so is Tommy. Tommy is going to be gone now. Base C is being stolen again. But gun-wise, it is going up relatively evenly. Komi now being pushed by Crimson. And taken out. Zaite in the middle. Taking out MJ Gamer between them. And with the points already at 900 for Pincer. They will actually need base A as well. But that's not going to happen. They are focusing on Zaite, trying to take him out. And bouncing. Which in this case is very important not to do. Conky landing that kill shot from all the way over there. Even with Zaite dying, the first match is for Pincer. And it had everything to do with base C being kept and stolen. What a first game. Relatively going up quite evenly. 5 minutes exactly. That's not something that we see often. The games have been relatively short so far. But Pincer making that move, going for base C, made all the difference here. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second match of this best of 7. And this second match on Winter Malinovka. I actually like that they've upped the amount of games for the rounds. Best of 7 now, best of 9 later, and then best of 11 I believe it is tomorrow. Because basically nothing is left to chance. You can have bad RNG one game, but it won't excuse, basically you can have good RNG the next one. And the higher amount of games, the less likely it is that one team wins through luck, and it's more skill and tactics. Of course, one team can be stronger on one map than the other, so that is still a factor. But that's something that Wargaming can't do anything about. So we have Pincer now ready in an E100, 2 Sheridans, a Mouse and 3 IS4s. And they're going to go up against an E100, a Sheridan, 3 IS4s and 2 E5s. So again, slightly more armor for Pincer. But it definitely worked out for them last match, even though they have less... sorry, someone just tried to log into the site to watch, but I have a feeling that he's not on NA. Because you can't get coins with your EU account for the NA stream, just saying. But here we go, into the match, the second match. And let's see what they're gonna do here. Sheridans are so not going to be nerfed, so not going to be used after this tournament really, because it's getting nerfed relatively hard next update, and I'm very happy with that because missiles should not be in the game altogether, but Wargaming refuses to remove them, so we're stuck with them. But at least they're going to be a lot less OP. The maneuverability of the missiles is being nerfed, and basically the tank itself as well, so it will be less OP. And people can rely less on it. Yeah, we have pincer not going to base A as you would expect, but both Sharons going towards the C side. No one is at A. External has been spotted. He has to be careful with that because Sharons do lack armor, even if they have everything good. And that tracer missed external. Base C is bow protected by Hated. And we have external heading around the back. Base A still not being contested or capped. And we see the first bit of HP disappear. Havoc now going into the base. With all of Pincer on this location, that means that he can cap relatively safely. Except for maybe the missiles. Krypton moving in. Managing to get where he wants to go without getting shot at. Can't be good at getting shot at as well. And now we see Dawn moving into base A to cap. Krypton now pulling back. They don't really need to be there. They can just spot. But they can get shot from base A there, so they have to be careful. And we see Tommy pushing in. Sort of trying to pick up an over. MJ Gamer is there as well though, and Hated is responding. But Hated is sending a lot of tanks away to deal with 2 tanks, and that could be very dangerous because they're leaving their E100 and base B unprotected. And they're losing a lot of HP doing this. This is a reaction that Pincer basically wanted. And that is not going to work out for them. Base B is being stolen. Doomy is being focused on. And this is also something you do not want the mouse to be your primary target with the HP and the armor that it has. They are focusing on Tommy, ignoring the mouse partly. But Commie is helping them. Player has been taken out already. Tommy is still alive at this stage. And Taiki is not long for this world either. And basically tanks are disappearing on both sides. Havoc is gone, Doomy is gone, but it is 6 versus 3. And even though it's now 5 versus 3, this is not going to be Hated's game. Hated got baited. And Pincer brought it home beautifully. Very nice trick play by Pincer here. Can't be good, chasing after Dawn. Excited, literally being pushed out of the way. And let's actually have just a closer look here. They're basically trolling each other as well. And getting MJ very stuck. Conky moving in. And there we go. And now, ooh, that's the one I wanted. Dawn still running around. Still surviving. But not for long, being chased by 2 Sharons. And that not panning is all the more important at this stage. Can't be good actually blocking the shot. Pincer is trolling at this stage. Dawn trying to kill himself, but it's actually Conky that gets the kill shot. Oof. But this game though, this was actually very cleverly played, because by having their 2 IS-4s try to sort of attack, they Pincer caused the movement in Hated that cost them the game. Those E5s coming to save those IS-4s left their mid-flank, well not mid-flank, their middle side with the E100 wide open. Very cleverly played. So with that, it is 2-0 for Pincer, and we are moving on to Alpenstadt. Alpenstadt looks like this. You have 3 bases, base B in the middle of the city, base C near the outbuildings, and base A on the med side. Overall, this map tends to see some super heavies around base B, and then the team will either focus C side or A side, but usually it's A side, and at least this game that we are going to in just a minute. And we have Pincer ready with 2 E100s, 3 IS-4s, a Sheridan and a mouse, and they're going to go up against 2 E5s 2 Sheridans, 2 IS4s and a 268. So with that, anything can happen. These are very different lineups. And Hated has the mobility. They have pretty much the DPN of swords as well. But Pincer has the armor. And we'll have to see what they do with it. I do expect more city action from Pincer with this lineup. But that's only logical. The thing is, if Pincer manages to get 2 bases, it will be up to Hated to react to that, and that can be very, very tricky. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. And we are going into the 3rd game of this best of 7. And I was actually talking to someone about Hated the other day. Hated definitely has the potential. The only thing that they lack is basically the experience. Not as players, so don't get me wrong, but more as tournament team. Because like what happened last match, I think that a team like Rain would have yeah, they want you to do that. And they probably would not have sent those E5s there. That is something that once you're more, for longer a team together, getting to this level of gameplay, you start reading each other better. Base A now being capped. And we have Pincer focusing on the C side, with external going straight on there. And Hated is focusing on the A side. External not going into the base just yet. Now he is. And that means that Hated will have just over a tank's advantage here. Even though they're kept together now. Krypton missed tank killer. And now there's about 1.5 tank between them. Conky holding in the middle. Base B is being looked after but not being actually contested. And we have Dawn safely at the spot where they can see anyone coming. Same with MJ Gamer on the other side, and it will be up to Pincer to make a move. External going around the back, getting spotted, and spawning Dawn as well. Tommy spotting some more people. Dawn now responding, dropping down. Tommy going up the ramp. But he is in a bit of a tricky position. He can't do all that much from there, aside from spot and dodge missiles. And they know that he is there. They know that Dawn is there. External pushing in. Buck carefully. Because we have Taka too thick, who has actually moved up. And is now at a position to potentially shoot Tommy or anyone going into base B. We have Pincer ready in the middle. And now the 268 is going in. Is going away. Dawn taking over that position. Tommy still spotting. And we see player taking the first bit of damage here. And then a big hit of damage there. Taco taking position. Tank Killer could potentially be looking at a big drop in HE. But no, Taco is too focused. There we go, Tank Killer taking a hit. But player is gone. Base C is being stolen. But that means they're gun short over here. Especially now that they've already lost a gun. Base A is being capped. Base B has been capped. And their big heavy tanks are moving through the city. Pincer bullying their way towards the E5s. With 2 E100s, a mouse and 2 IS4s. Focusing purely on the tanks here. Literally pushing down those E5s. Krypton still alive but barely. And Taiki quickly losing a lot of HP. And actually Zaitu has been taken out. But at this stage the Sheridans, they may be there. There goes Taiki. There goes Taco. And now we have a mouse and the E100 together with the Sheridan to bully an IS4. And MJ Gamer losing a lot of HP is there as well. Basically, Dawn is the only relatively healthy one left alive. And he takes out Komi. But now he's... that was a double kill. Now he is being chased. And Pincer is already at 1k points. So with that shot missing, Pincer still has the game. And it is now 3-0. Just under 4 minutes this. A relatively fast game. And now Pincer is up for a match point. If they win the next game, that means that they are through to go against Rain in about 50 minutes. And Hated will have to win 4 in a row if they want to take this home. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second match on Albenstadt. And we'll see what happens. To be fair, I'm really tired, but I do like staying up for these kind of things. It is fun, it is interesting, and as long as people aren't drowning themselves, it is really fun to do. And here we go. Pincer now ready with an E100, 2 E5s, 2 Sheridans and 2 IS4s. And they're going to go up against Hated. Is not quite sure yet what to take, but we see an E100, we see a Sheridan, a Mouse, a T22 medium, and potentially 2 IS4s. No, and not. Oof. Okay, Hated is going heavy. They're taking 2 E100s, 2 Mice, an IS4, a Sheridan, and a T22 medium. That is a lot of armor with all its strengths and weaknesses. Half a minute left to go. T22 has been changed to an IS4. So that is definitely a very heavy lineup. The only speed that they have left is Fawn. And if he is caught, then it's definitely a challenge. And here we go. Countdown clock has begun. We go into the 4th match. Second match on Albenstadt. Potential match point for Pincer. And it will all depend on this match. Here we go. Let's see. I actually like the uniformity in avatars from Pincer. This is actually something that when I've streamed them and they've used all the same avatars, they've not lost yet. A game, yes, but not the matchup. And sort of like, I'm one of those people that I start to see those kind of things and it kind of has to be the same. It's kind of awful though, to be fair. I have lots of OCDs. And that is basically one of them. We have the Sheridans moving into the middle. Wanting to see where they're going, no doubt. Dawn going straight to base C. Komi is there, but he's not going to be able to get a shot in. Well, that's not very good. But definitely interesting. And here we go. Base A and C have both been capped at about the same time. The points are literally going up at the same moment. And we have Havoc moving in. Not quite going to cap the base. And External can't really do much. He can fire a missile. And now we have Manny moving with Havoc. Going to cap the base, or maybe just going straight on through to push. No, they're not capping the base, they are pushing. The E100s going after Komi. And we see missiles flying, hits to being taken. Tommy taking a hit. But Komi is the primary target here. But Pincer is losing quite a bit of HP and... Oh, sorry, Hated is pushing. Oh my god, I'm seriously noobing out. And they are pushing, here we go. Komi has been taken out, but Hated has lost so much HP pushing this. Krypton is gone. Player is almost gone. And there goes Tankiller. Tommy not looking too healthy either, but still alive. Player has been taken out. Boo Boo is the next one in the line. We see some... There's a lot more guns from Hated here than from Pincer, but they are taking out the guns. Tommy on top. The Mouse taking lots of hits. Basically, we have Conky and Zaito in a position that you don't want to be in, but we have Combi good there. Dawn has been taken out by external. It is 5 versus 3. It is a very brutal game for Hated, who wanted to push with all the heavy tanks that they had, and it was impossible. MJ losing a lot of health, going to go after Tommy or attempting to. But Conky takes him out first. And Conky now losing a lot of HP. Manny is the next target, taking big hits here. And there he goes. And now only Havoc is left. And it is a 4-0 victory for Pincer. That is very brutal. And there we go. Tommy going AFK is not really the best thing to do now if you're a caller. But still, it is a landslide victory overall with 4-0 for Pincer. So Pincer is going to take it up with Rain next matchup, and let's have a look at what time that will be at exactly. And that will be in 45 minutes thereabouts. Yeah. Maybe even... No, 40 minutes thereabouts. 45. So I'm going to be showing you a bunch of replays in the meantime. I got some nice one lined up for you. Including 2 from Legundo. But I'll sort of switch them about. And let's see. I'm going to start you off with a nice simple replay. I say simple mainly because it's not tier 10. And then we'll have to see. Honestly, don't spoiler though. Joshua just asked what time it is for me. It is currently 3 AM and 25 minutes. Let's see. In the meantime, I did say that I got the promo tag today. Usually, press accounts are not allowed to be in clans. On EU, we have a Ouija Wargaming PR clan, and that's the only clan we're allowed to join. But I asked permission after Tanner told me that I could join Premo if I wanted. I asked permission from Wargaming because there is no PR clan on the NA server, and because Bushka is allowed to be in clans with his press accounts, I figured I'd just ask, and they gave me permission. So as of now, I am in Premo with my NA press account. Let's see. T29 not showing himself. They kind of need to push this guy though. Especially since no one else is here and he is alone. And he's made in Cuba. He does not seem to be the brightest bulb in the bunch. Looking around a lot. And now taking some more damage. Legundo taking out their M6. And every time he gets shot, he starts looking at a different direction, which is basically how you should not do this. You should focus on one target and one alone. I do feel for this guy though. He's a cute potato. He's just a pretty useless one. But their team has lost 2 guns now. And let's see. He has to be careful not to expose himself too much. There you go. Nice shot into the VK. Honestly, I have not driven this tank in so long. It used to be one of my favorite tanks in its tier. But like I said, I've not driven it much. And I think that's a lot to do with the fact that there's just so many more pretty OP premiums at this tier. and tier 8 as well. So I actually relatively enjoy driving the OP premium tanks a lot more than driving this. Oof, nice shot. Not even using sniper mode to zoom in. Pretty much the main reason that I always use sniper mode. Because this makes it a lot more certain that my shots will actually hit and pan. Nice bounce. Have to say though, this camo combined with the pumpkin on his head do look really, really good. If you drop down, do not fire as you drop down because that actually throws off your aim. It's now 2 versus 3. And the LTTB does not seem to be long for this world. And there he goes. We are now in a Kolobanov situation. Let's see. And he decides not to want to spot here. Rahul just said that he was about to go to sleep when I was streaming, and now when he wakes up, I'm streaming. And if I even sleep, well, yes, I do, but at the same time, it is not an easy. It's not something I do a lot in tournament weekends like this. Basically, my schedule now is eat, sleep, and stream. Ooh, that not panning can be costly, and now he's been spotted, so he has to be careful. Don't give the suit too much time to aim. And relocate. Oof. VK arriving. This is my sniper mode, to be fair. To get shots like that. And he has to be careful. Ooh. You will get the skill. There you go. This is not the gun that you want in front of you. But it helps if he misses. And it helps if he doesn't turn in time. And you can get next to him. And you reload in time to murder him. And that only leaves the VK. Honestly, what a game. Yes, exactly. And now the VK is a one-shot. And he can have it. Even if he takes a hit, unless he gets ammo wrecked. And there we go. 6 kills, 4.2. I agree with the Decker Max. Must be the pumpkin. Good night, Ludwig. Thank you for watching. And thank you for moderating. Very nice color band of 1415 XP at tier 7. Very nicely done. So that is one game. We still have quite a few games to go before we get to the next matchup. I'm not going to bother you with watching me play. I can't play PC to save my life. The coordination between right and the left hand do not work well for me there. On touch, no problem. On PC, yes, definitely problem. So this is a game I got submitted like in the middle of the night, and I'm actually very curious what happens here. I've seen the screenshot of the results, and I really want to see what happens. So let's have a look. 268 was my second tier 10. It's an amazing tank. And there's a lot of CDs on this side. Yeah. No. Object 3 probably wanting to move to the camping spot to support his teammate, but he's not going to camp. I'm actually very much liking that. It is a very mobile camp. He does not need to camp. A mobile tank, I should say. He does not need to camp. He can just move along and see if he can. They still. This is not. I do not count this as camping, because he's basically taking this shot along the way. And now he's being careful not to stay out in the open too long. And Syllable taking another hit. Nicely done. E100 does not seem to be happy to be there. And now he is the next target in line. Missile hitting, but not penning, and this shot definitely does. So he's already done nearly 2k damage. It's just over a minute. And he is focusing. Last is focusing on him as well. Or at least. And there we have a Yege all the way at the back. Not an easy tank to shoot at this stage from this range. Even when you use heat. And Object 3 is still not spotted. Let's see. That is another nice shot. And they are working nicely together. It's not well. It's tactical sniping in this stage. They're not necessarily camping because they do have the shots and they did move forwards to deal with tanks that are coming here. Let's see. E100 moving again. Taking another hit. That E100 is not going to be happy getting shot so many times by tanks he can't even see. Poor guy. He is pulling back. He does not want to get shot again. And our object is being careful. That is a very big hit. Yege has moved. And now he's arriving there. And he's dying there. He actually low rolled and then set him on fire and that killed him off. Base C now being kept. But they've like a... last ones to go to the base. Base A. Object 3 does not. And there we go. He is repositioning himself. And now we have the STB moving in, taking a big hit. And Object 3 loses his first bit of HP and he's already at 4k damage. And there we go, last finishing him off. I think he means grill. This is type fast while driving. And there we go, grill has been spotted. Oh, that was a low roll. Nice number, but low roll. 5k damage. 4 tanks left to go. There goes the grill. So grateful that the Death Star did a kill for about, what was it, less than 200 damage? There we go. And the E100 is here. Last moving in from the other side. And now has reduced the E100 to a one shot. Oof. And they both bounce. There we go, he's almost gone. He does take a hit and he decides to shoot the IS-4 instead. Because the E100 will get murdered by Lars, no doubt. We have the 268 arriving at base D. Oh! That wasn't even aimed. 7k damage so far for R268. AMX 30B. And there we go. ending with a nice bounce. That was a brutal game. Lovely teamwork between the two. Camper medal, of course, 7 point nearly 3k damage, 4.6k damage for last. And that was insane. That must have been a double ace. Absolutely awesome. I love games like that. Not necessarily the camping, but more the working together. That's the kind of stuff that I really like. So we still have half an hour left to go before the next match begins. So let me show you another OP gameplay that I got this night. And here we go. Bob. His name literally means Bob the asshole. But he's one of the players that I've known for a very long time in the game. Started seeing him, not necessarily talking to him, but started seeing him in game like the moment that I started playing, which was like a month after the game was launched. Let's see. Honestly, I dislike this tank. I do not like Derp, and Derp does not like me. So I generally tend to... Oof, he does actually hit that, wow. So I tend to basically not drive this tank at all. But when I drive it, I want to drive it with the other gun. Let's see. He's now just waiting. This is also what I have against tanks like this. And going to position like this. Not very forwards at all. And now the T-28 is there. And they're blocking each other's movement. He is literally trying to push Bob. They are getting shot at. And now Bob has had enough and he is moving. Avoiding the base so that they don't get a notification that someone is capping. And going to go behind it. Standard B has already been taken out. Ooh, that is a very juicy. And he's still alive. That is a big hit. That is not a fun shot to get into you. And there we go. So they kind of have to be careful now. Carnival is over. Has been taken out. And now he has to focus on the 252U. Oof, nice high roll. And he got shot from behind apparently. T-34 moving in. And Blob is being very careful. Cheekily taking out the 252U, which is, to be fair, a very amazing tank. We are lost. Can't fault Andy's logic. Ooh, a little bit of fire to aid. And now we have the Chimera. There you go. Sorry, Conqueror. Taking that kill. And the E1 moving towards the base. Nice hit. But this is also something I've had against the derp gun. You basically have heat and you have HE. You have no normal primer whatsoever. And yes, I know that's the point of derp, but I don't like it. If this spends... Oh my god! Poor guy. Three versus 4. Three versus 3. And he wants to shoot that IS-3. Yakti is not looking at him. Ooh, that not panning is can be very costly here. With the IS-3. And there he goes, and now we have just Yakti left. Turrets actually can be a pain in the ass. They can block you. Let's see if he's going to get behind him. And yes, he is. Nice big hit. Yaktig now starting to turn around. But this is the joy of a fast tank. He is trying to do it smartly though. And he is going to get that hit in. No, he does not. And now as he go around again. 2 minutes left. And they have to be careful. Yaktig does have a bit of a brain. And let's see. And now the T-28 can move in and get the kill. And he does. That is actually quite nice teamwork. Let's see. 6k damage. 1556 base XP. And no assisted damage or anything. He did spot some people. But very lovely. So we are at 45. In 25 minutes the game will begin. So that means that we have 20 minutes to show some more replays. And I'm going to show you another replay by Legundo. And here we go. And let's see. No supremacy, anything can happen. The Sheridan wants to focus on the left side. Legundo not. And there we go, he wants to go right. Small Porto does not agree with that. There are people that get so salty. Wow. Yeah, that's not nice. Let's see. And there we go. Tanks have been spotted. To be fair, if you talk to your team like that... Nice bounces though. If you talk to your team like that, you don't deserve the help. Fearless spotty. Landing another hit. Now getting tracked. The E1 is still reloading. Being quite useless. And there we go. Porto takes him out. So now we are entering a potential camping game by the looks of it. Nice tracking shot. And now the mouse is moving. No idea how that panned, to be fair. But it did. So let's see, adrenaline has been... Isn't off now. Nice hit between the buildings. And we hear the shots, but not much damage seems to be done at this stage. T95 still spotted. There you go. Now the IS-7s are engaging him. And the more that he focuses on his teammate, the easier it makes for... Oof, nice. Polygon Dirt 2. Murder him. We have the Batchat AP at the back there. That is a much easier target, but he decides to shoot the E5 instead. Honestly, guys, if you don't have anything nice to say in the chat, just don't say anything at all. Now engaging the mouse. He does take a hit there, but it means that he can more safely go up to do a hit in turn. Overall, they're not in the worst of positions, especially not when the mouse is peeking out like that. But he has to be careful. There we go. 3 versus 4. Mouse just took a hit into the desert. And now he's a one-shot. But they kind of have to be careful with the FE potentially behind. There he goes. The IS-7 has been taken out. And there goes the mouse. And the FE is driving off at the rear. They kind of do have to cap though, because the tanks are a lot faster. Even with the speed boost, that doesn't actually make you faster. It just means that your engine goes faster. E1. Oof. But they need help at the base. In this case, if you start capping together, that just means that you can actually draw them towards you. And our IS-7 is stubborn. He insists on going. Let's see. FE is not running at this stage. He is engaging. And that's the end of the FE. So now we just have the Batchat to contend with, who is running off. E100 is now capping the base. Let's see. Batchat AP wanting to get the shots in, running around. That is a rock. You can't drive through it. And let's see. That is a shot you do not want to miss, especially at this stage. Batchat has decided not to run apparently. Big hit. Another big hit, and now he can just switch to normal ammo, which he does. This is kind of the thing. A lot of people will think like, it's low HE, I can just, low HP, I can just kill them off with HE, but the thing is that it's a lot less certain that you actually hit. And with him taking that risk to take that shot, he finishes him off. His teammate is relatively toxic though, but that was a nice 6.2k damage. Quick thinking and actually making the right goal going after that FE. Could have gone very differently, but still. 1577 base XP. A little bit of assisted damage. some bounces. Overall, a very lovely game. So let's see, we still have time for a little bit more. Let's see what I have for you. I'm going to go with this one. Let's see. IS3, this was actually played on the NA server, that is why Fufu does not have a clan tag here. The IS3 is one of those tanks that when I started grinding it, I absolutely adored it. And now, again, with so many tanks, there are so many more tanks in tier 7 and tier 8 that I enjoy more. Because overall they carry their weight better. So let's see what he does. I'm not sure what it is, but for some reason when for some reason there's just a thing of where the NA chat always needs like double the moderation that any other stream needs. Low has flanked, well, not necessarily flanked, just pushed quite quickly. And Fufu has an AT7 and a T49 here to content himself with. Nice bounce. This is something, a lot of people do this, well, he doesn't actually, but a lot of people at this stage, when they are like getting shot at, they pull back immediately because they don't want to get shot again. But if someone has just fired, that just means that you have X amount of seconds before you can get shot at again. So we have a suit arriving. And that's a nice little fire. So that is always helpful. And he's just being very forwards. And there we go. And he gets taken out with a little bit of help from the T49. I do well, like I said, I did love this tank. It was one of those things I was grinding and I was just acing it left and right. And that's not something I'm used to, especially not when I'm grinding. I hate grinding. And there you go. And Fufu decides to... yeah, he does decide to help the Blaze here. Tiger P not looking too healthy. Blaze going pretty much YOLO. And another IS3 appears and takes a shot. Let's see, Fufu now turning around. T69 going AFK or something, not entirely certain. Tiger P finally dead. And Fufu is going in wanting to help his teammate. He does not have many left. And they actually get in each other's way. And again. And now the T49 is pulling back. Fufu, you should not block your teammates, honestly. He has to be a little bit careful. There goes the T49. He only has two teammates left. T49 wants to get away, but does not. And we're 4 kills into it. 3.7k damage. Something of note is that if you are face-hugging someone, you can aim your gun at theirs, and that can actually help you bounce their shot. That is exactly what Fufu is doing here. But because the IS3 is not doing that and is trying to just aim, he takes damage. So now we only have the lower left, and Fufu has plenty of HP to deal with him, as long as he hits his shots. He does take another hit there, but now the lower is a potential one shot. And they're just driving around each other. And let's see. There we go. 6 kills, 5k damage in tier 8. Very nicely done. $1,401 base XP. Lovely game. And in 10 minutes, well, just over 12 minutes, we get to see the next match. So that means I can show you another replay, and I'm going to go with this one. Let's have a look. The FT, which is totally not OP. Let's see. I don't watch these replays, by the way, beforehand, except for the ones that I've already showed on another stream. This is not one of those. I have no idea what's happening. But it was brought to me in a way of, this is totally not OP. Thank you, Sebastian. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. Let's see. I hope it's not a camping game, though. He's just stopping right there. Andrew Dawson, can you play nice, or do they need to time you out permanently? Iron 6 picking up an over. It does seem to become a camping game, but we'll see. That shot actually missing. This is tank I've not had all that long. I've not played in it much either, to be fair. That is a nice hit. Tracking shot there. But that means that the IS-3 can probably hit him. Let's see. IS-6 moving up over at the back there. Nice shot between the houses there. But they do kind of have to be careful. And let's see. That's another one. They should know where he is, but he's still not been spotted, so anything can still happen and go his way. Alright, 6 taking another shot. It's literally a camping game, which makes commentating it quite boring. But he is being relatively effective, taking out tanks and everything. Low in the middle there, we know where the RU is. IS-6 is getting rushed. And he's just dealing the damage at this point. And there's too many teammates in between there. Let's see. I had an inkling, I had to say beforehand, that I generally don't watch replays before I show them, because I have a feeling that this is definitely not going to be an ace. Unless very epic things happen. Because especially this tank, being as OP as it is. That shot though. And that shot missing. He is not having the best game. He is careful with the Löwe. Löwe now pulling back. Let's see. Are you pulling back? It's kind of stuck though. Quite literally not able to go other places. Nice shot. Right in the face. And now the RU is trying to get behind him. Which he could potentially be doing if not for the fact that he kind of got stuck against the corpse of the Isu. And now this has the opportunity to maybe become epic. He does have to take out that lower first. And not miss, because that is kind of important at this stage. Let's see, but with the lower impossible to hit, he at least hits the Isu. And now the Isu is a one shot. There goes the tiger. And he has to focus on the lower first. Lower has to die. And he does. Now the Isu. We are near 4k damage into it. He might just ace it. Just did not expect it to go this way. Let's see. What is the IS doing? I don't think even the IS knows what he's doing there. Maybe lag problems, maybe just complete potato. Could be both. Let's see. Isu has disappeared. He doesn't have much time though. He kind of needs to make a move. Let's see. No, he does not want to draw. Oh, that is very lucky the eye is missing here. Because that allows... There we go, and now there's just the Isu left. And the Isu is potential one shot. Let's see. And there he is. It is unlikely that he will one-shot him. He can take the shot. He does not need to worry about that. There you go. 5.3k damage, 5 kills. Nice game. And an ace and a Kolobanov. And here we go. There is a room invite. And here we are. Pincer versus Rain. And the winner of this gets to go against Premo tomorrow in the grand finals. Well, I did threaten Dawson with a permanent timeout, so you kind of asked for it. 3.5 minutes left to go before we go into the match, into this best of 9. And we are starting it off on Middelburg. Middelburg looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A and B in the city. Base C in the hills. Basically, the positioning around base C is better. But with 2 bases in the town, you can't really neglect it altogether. We've seen some very interesting matches on this map so far. And I'm kind of sure that NA will only add to it. So let's take away the map. We still have just under 3 minutes left to go. Fishy is there. Droodles is not. Not yet anyway. And we have Rain already completely readied up with 3 IS-4s. An E5, a Sheridan, an T22 medium and another E5. And there's the siren going by. You probably heard that. Not often at this time of night though. And Komi is not ready yet, but the rest of Pincer is. 2 minutes left to go. Now Pincer is ready with 2 E100s, an E5, a Sheridan and 3 IS-4s. And let's see. Just need to wait that a little bit longer. This is always the boring part. Both teams are ready. The game is not. And we're not entering the game yet. I will be streaming for about another hour, just under it. Because, like I said, I will make sure that you get the maximum amount of rewards for the minimum amount of watch time, which means that I need to stream for at least 2 hours in order to get that done. So I will stream for, let's say, 52 minutes more. And then I will call it a night, and then I will go to sleep. And then I will wake up to stream and Asia. But to be fair, weekends like this, they are fun. I know beforehand that it's going to be like this. I know that my sleep will exist of just naps. And it's all good because it eventually leads to matches like this. And it can't get much better than this. I mean, it is rain, it is pincer. And tomorrow it's going to be either the winner of this match versus Premo, and it's going to be equally epic. So yeah. 40 seconds left to go before we go into the first match of this best of 9. Honestly speaking though, having a best of 9 after a best of 7 is actually quite draining, both as streamer but also for a player. Because you're so set at the point of 4 victories that it's hard to make that mental switch to 5, to needing 5 of them, I mean. Let's see. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. Droodles is not here. Not sure what happened to him. But Fishy and I are here and we will commentate for you. And let's have a look. Rain not in their best shape last Thursday. Let's hope they regroup by now. And let's hope that TJ fixed his internet issues, because that was one of the problems. And here we go, Rain focusing on pretty much both sides, but with the lights and the fast tanks going towards the middle and down. Fatness wanting to spot people as they come up. And they do get spotted, but they don't get shot. Only killer spotted there. No shots have been taken. And Rain is a bit on both sides here. Going up just like Pincer is. And Zaytu actually losing a little bit of HP for it. Tommy is overlooking base B. And we have Can't Be Shook. That is overlooking base A, but is now making his way towards the hill. Fatness spotting external. And this could be interesting. I'm kind of wondering if the missiles will fly. He has been spotted now himself as well. Base A is being capped by TJ. Base B is being neglected so far. Both teams have 6 people in the hill. Glory waiting with Fatness, unspotted. No missiles have been fired, but we see the first shot going. And now, that actually was a missile, but it did not hit. And base C is uncontested. Anything can still happen at this stage. It is a pretty stalemate game. And with base A having been capped, that means that Rain now has a point advantage and a base advantage. And the point advantage will steadily go up. Fatness just fired again, but did no damage. We have Killer moving in. No, not thinking the better of it. Now moving in after all. Getting tracked, getting shot at. But relatively protected, getting a tiny bit of HE damage. And thus being reset. And now going out of the base and actually losing more HP getting out of it than he did getting in it. And we saw a missile fly and actually hitting Can't Be Shook at the back there. Let's see. Fatness with the missiles. I'm so glad this is going to be a lot harder to do later on. Base B is now being capped by Tommy. And Fatness taking a different position. Wanted to see people going down. And he's going to do that. But he does not get the spot. External. Circling around, going back up. And basically Pincer is holding. But Rain has now 230 points thereabouts in between them. And that is a lot of points to make up for, because that means that you basically have to delete the whole team in order to make up for it, unless you get base C or unless you steal base A. Fatness going around the back. All of Pincer's in the hill. They will need to make a move. There's 3.5 minutes left. But the move will have to be Pincer's, because they are the ones that are at a disadvantage now. And I think Fatness moved to the back mainly to back up TJ should he need help and base A is being rushed, because that would make sense. But Pincer seems to be getting ready for a push here. And here we go. Base C being taken. Tank Killer bouncing that shot. But even if they get the base, that does not really mean all that much when there's this much difference between them already. Base C has been kept. Glory heading around. Going to be facing an external here. Fatness running around the back. Glory getting hit by the missile. And we have Rain responding. Hitting Zaitu, hitting Conky. Glory now in trouble. Getting hit quite badly, but so does Conky. And Conky is the preferred target. But he's staying alive. Rain is moving in. Fatness at the back getting hit. External is almost gone. And basically lots of guns from Pincer are very low HP, but they're not getting knocked out. Conky is still alive, so is Glory though. And there goes Conky being taken out by TJ. Can't be shook, not looking too healthy either. And he gets taken out. But there go Conky and External. Glory has been taken out finally. He survived for longer than he should have, to be fair. And they're now focusing on Zaitu. Different targets though. Dragon Creek losing a ton of HP, but Pincer has, Rain has already reached 1k points, and Rain has it. All the kills ranking up the points relatively fast here. And Rain taking it home. That advantage in the beginning just gave them too much. Pincer responded too late to it, especially with the cap of base B. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into this second match of this best of 9. And Pincer has already completely readied up with an E100, 2 E5s, a Sheridan and 3 IS4s. And they're going to go up against 3 IS4s, a Sheridan, 2 T22 mediums and an E5. Slightly different lineup. And let's see, just over a minute left before we go into the match. Basically, I still wish that there was just a button where team captains could say, I'm definitely ready, press that, and then the battle starts, as long as they both did it. Let's see, 45 seconds left to go. Just need to be a little bit more patient here. And then we see what happens. Basically, I like Rain getting back into shape, because the Rain that we saw last Thursday was not the Rain we know and love. And then this match should definitely be more epic, so I'm hoping that that will stay. Let's see, 15 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. And here we go. And let's see. Oh, there's an e5. Now we know what fish is taking. And here we go. External heading towards the base down below. So is Commie, but it will take a little bit more time to get there. Fatness looking but not seeing anyone in his fancy camo, in his fancy tank. And we have the IS-4s pushing towards B straight off. And the T-22s are like, nope! But they have been spotted and the IS-4s are pulling back. And the T-22s are moving to the corner. Base A has been capped. Base C is being capped. And Rain is both holding and going down. Base B is being reset. We have Can't Be Shook that has gone down. And basically B is still being capped. And that could be very tricky here. Because they can't kind of afford to let Pincer gap this early. Tommy taking a hit. And Pincer has base A and B. And that's giving them a definite advantage here. Let's see. Fatness landing a nice missile there. Ooh, and outrunning that missile from external. Tommy caught in a horrible position here where he is. But Can't Be Shook pretty much also stuck. Fatness jumping over a hill, over a little hill here. And we have the E5s pushing up into the hill. T-22s are moving in. Fadu is in the town. Base B is being ignored right now. Hated Fate now moving in. Fadu. No, they're not going in for the base. They're going in for the kills. Landing the hits. External losing some more HP. Conky is the preferred target here. He's the one that they're focusing on. But Komi is arriving at the back, taking a big chunk of HP from Fadu. There goes Conky. Killer is next. Getting shot from every which side. And even though Fadu has lost quite a bit of HP, and TJ is taking massive hits, just crossing over. Killer is gone. TJ is running up and over. And we have the rest of Pincer arriving. TJ still alive, if barely. Fatness arriving in the Sheridan. Komi the preferred target now, as well as Tommy. There goes external. Can't Be Shook going after Tommy. Dragon Creek going after Tommy. Komi. So many Omis. Hated Fate standing in the base but not even going for it. Fatness still running around. There goes Komi. And now it's just Zaito and Tankiller left. It was a close game, honestly, in cap points at least. TJ is not going to survive this. But at this stage it doesn't even matter. There's way too many guns from Rain left. And no, TJ is surviving this. And Zaito is the last one alive. The last one standing. And next reload, Hated Fate takes him out. Flips the turret, but it lands back on pretty much where the turret should be. Amazing. Rain definitely back into shape because Pincer has been on point pretty much the whole time. And it's nice to see Rain back in shape like this. That is the way that you want them. So 1.5 minutes thereabouts left to go before we go to my favorite map of this whole game, which is Faust. You have 4 bases. Base C and D close to their respective spawns. Base A the map base, base B in the middle. All the bases have lines of fire into it. None of the bases are exactly easy to cap, though base C and D are the mostly protected. I love this map mainly because of the bridges and the tunnels. It makes it one of the least predictable maps in the game. And that is pretty much what I love about it. So that is the game that we're going to in about a minute. And we see that Pincer is taking 2 E100s, an E5, a Sheridan and 3 IS-4s. And they're going to go up against 4 IS-4s, a Sheridan, an E5 and a 268. Let's see. 50 seconds left to go. And then we see what is going to happen. Honestly, what is up with you guys? So many people that are basically just being muted now. because they're giving spoilers or they're otherwise being asshats. Honestly, just play nice. 25 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And 19 now. And here we go. Countdown clock is about to begin. And then we go into the third match of this best of 9. And here we go. And let's see. And there we go. And let's see what happens this match. And there goes a big missile. But the missile tank is actually going into base D. Whereas we see Rain on the other hand side going into base C with the Icefall. Base A is being pretty much ignored, but we see some heavies going towards it. Potentially to hold it, expecting action there. And we see a little bit of HP being taken. And a tiny bit of a point advantage for Rain here. Nike protecting base B. Hated Fate returning to the flock. Fadu going around, possibly to go up the ramp. No, he's going around the back. And we have the Sharon and Dragon Creek. Tiny bit of HE damage there. But not all that much. And basically with both teams having a base, there's not much happening. But now we have external going into base A. TJ is getting shot at. Nike is responding to base A being capped by going into base B. And that will mean that Pincer will have a slight point advantage. And let's see. We have the E5s there. We have the E100s at the back protecting base D. And we have Rain slowly pushing. But being very careful. Because you hear the E100s driving. They have to be careful. Conky taking hit there. And another one. Big hit from Hated Fate. Nike pulling back. Or maybe not. Potentially to protect base B. But he's pulling back towards base D now. Basically the point advantage is on Pincer's side now. But it is only slight. Nike pushing up, but having to be careful there. There's a lot of guns in front of him. Base A now being stolen by Fatness. That is a good move. Base D being taken by Nike. Not sure if he's going to get away with that with the E100 over there. And he's not attempting to. But he's given his team the advantage. Conky going into base B. Base A immediately being kept by external. Driving through it at least. And now we have Sharon versus Sharon. IS-4 versus IS-4. And the rest of Pincer moving in as well. Conky losing a lot of HP. Can't be shook. Getting absolutely hammered. There's too much going on. I can't show you everything. Oof. His Royal Fatness almost gone. Still alive, but almost gone. Base B has been capped pretty much. TJ has moved in. There goes Conky. He is gone. Nearly 800 points for Rain. And Killer is taking the hits now. Tommy has been taken out. Dragon Creek is being rushed. And basically, oof, there goes external. His Royal Fatness managed to get him. Zaitu being taken out. Rain is taking this game, potentially with the 7-0. But we're already at, actually, at 1k points. Because Rain capped all the bases. Amazing game. Again, it built up slowly and Rain just sort of like that cap at A made the difference. It was kind of like the turning point here. And Rain is definitely back. 3-0 for Rain at this point. Pincer will have to group quite drastically if they want to take this back. One minute, 20 seconds left to go before we go into the fourth match of this matchup. No match points just yet. Droodles has also made it into the game by now. Not sure where he was at. But at least he's here now. And we have Pincer now completely readied up for the second match on Faust with 4 IS-4s, an E5, a Sheridan and a T22 medium, and they're going to go up against 4 IS-4s, a Badger and 2 T22 mediums. And that is interesting because basically we don't see the Badger often, and there is a good reason for that. 35 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And then we'll see what is going to happen. And the pressure is not quite there yet, but it is definitely building, because if Rain wins the next match, they have a match point. And that means that Pincer would have to win 5 games in a row in order to win it. Right now, they still have a little bit more relaxation than that. But Rain is definitely back in swing. This is the Rain that we have been missing. And let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Very curious about the Badger, to be fair. Don't see that very often. So let's go up and over and see what the Badger does. Rain going towards base D and to the middle. The Badger going up the ramp. And we have external in the Sheridan. Going towards base A. Base D is being kept. Base C is not. External has been kept, taking a hit. We see some fire lines going every which way, but only external has been taking damage. Base D has been kept. Base A is being kept. And the T22s are getting out of there. The IS-4s are going in. Potentially to cap the base. Hated Fate taking a little bit of damage there. And Can't Be Shook is moving in to grab base C by the looks of it. And this is interesting because again, Rain going heavily for the caps. And that is going to put the pressure on Pincer so much. Let's see. Rain just needs to hold now. They have 3 bases. We see Pincer is pulling back. Kobe is going towards base B. And that could be very dangerous as well. Because he's basically alone. They don't know that yet. Base B is being kept. Nike and Dragon Creek in each other's way. Verdu doing a little bit of damage there. But it's not going to be enough. But at the same time, they've already got 100 points advantage here. And basically we have Afropanda and the Badger taking a little bit of damage now. It is the Badger though. It is an interesting tank. Doing 8 HP damage. That is... Those are not the kind of shots that you want in the TD, to be fair. Let's see if I can take you away from this and around to see the other side. Dragon Creek holding the ramp. The Badger taking a little bit more damage. There's still about 100 points advantage. But now base D is being capped and that could potentially be dangerous for Rain. And we have the T-22s moving in to deal with that. We have Hated Fate pushing Tank Killer together with Dragon Creek. TJ taking some damage here. There's a brawl going on now. Tank Killer taking more HP damage. Nike getting quite hurt here. And being rushed. Basically, Nike is not long for this world. And there's nothing they can do about it. Hated Fate actually getting in the way of Nike. Nike still being taken out. Commie is almost gone though. Base D is still theirs. TJ not looking too healthy either. Hated Fate turning around to deal with External. External almost gone but still alive. The Badger arriving at the back. TJ still alive, if barely. There goes TJ. There goes External. Base C is being capped. Base D is still reigns, but if base C is capped, it could potentially be disastrous for them. I'm trying to show you everything, can't show you everything. Zaid is still alive, but he takes out Hated Fate. And there goes Zaid, it's the Badger that takes him out. It is 4 versus 4. Base D is now being capped. It's all about keeping the points away. Conky is dead. It is 4 versus 3. Fadu is dead. 3 versus 3. Tank Killer now almost gone. Can't be shook, also losing points. Losing HP. There goes Tank Killer. Can't be shook facing off against Tommy and Killer. And he is almost gone. Angling towards. And he's going to take out Tommy. No, he does not. But he's also not taken out just yet. And there we go. It is 2 versus 2. And if they survive, we are 957 points. Dragon Creek is capping base D. It's not going to be enough. Afro Panda will have to take out tanks in order for this to work. And he does, and that buys them enough time. Potentially, if Dragon Creek had only been there already. Because now we're at 77 points. 83, 86, 89. It is so close. And Killer moves. Oh, he gets killed, but the ping was already there. Who's won? Who's won? Oh my god. They got it. Pincer got it. What a close game. Excellent thinking by Killers, driving straight at the Badger in order to avoid getting hit easily by Dragon Creek. What a game. Amazing. Honestly, guys. Wow. So close. And then dying and still winning. That's gotta be some relief for Pincer, definitely. And we are moving on to Port Bay. Port Bay looks like this, yeah. 3 bases. Base A in the harbour, base B in the city square, base C in the hills. Overall, I much prefer the position around base C, but it is a tournament game where you have 7 players driving 7 tanks coordinated together. They can go anywhere they want. Overall, though, we mostly see some stalemate gaming around base C, B, and then either some action around C or A, but mostly C. So that is the map that we are going to go to next in 50 seconds. And we see Pincer that has readied up with an E100, a 268, a Sheridan, 3 IS-4s and an AMX 50B. And they're going to go up against 3 IS-4s, a Sheridan, 2 T-22 mediums and a Mouse. The super heavies generally tend to focus around base B here. And in half a minute we get to see what they're going to do with it. And wow! That is amazing though. 50 seconds left to go before we go into the match. And then we will see. Again, anything can still happen. The funny thing is that in EU, we had Loka versus EG. And Loka was behind 0-4. And basically EG only needed 1 more win. But they got it back to 3 games before EG took it home. So I'm curious to see what will happen now, because that win just now could be the game changer. And let's see. Pincer focusing on the A side entirely. Even external coming along. The funny thing is that Rain is doing the exact same thing. External moving in. His Royal Fatness, basically they're spotting each other now. External going towards the back. His Royal Fatness going straight on in. Oh, getting absolutely hammered. And there he goes. His Royal Fatness has been deleted within half a minute of the game. And that was not something they expected. Rain going pretty much YOLO at this stage. TJ also losing a lot of HP. I'm losing my voice, I can hear. Tommy moving in. Basically rushing them. We have the Clipper arriving. Shooting TJ. TJ is not long for this world, but he survives with bare 16 HP. But there he goes. Tommy actually taking him out. Nike running away. Taking another hit into external. Zaitu almost having reloaded. Can't be shook, the preferred target here. There goes Nike, there goes Tommy. And there goes Can't be shook. Zaitu only having one shell left. Wanting to shoot Dragon Creek but not working. It is 6 versus 3. This is Pincer's game. Rain did not expect him to be here. Zayt is still alive. If barely. Tank Killer having a tough time. Fadu getting clipped now. And now only Hated Fate is left. And he is losing HP very quickly. Zayt is still alive. Casually shooting him as he drives by. And there's no hope for Hated Fate, and there he goes. Wow. Amazing. What a game. So fast. Just over 2 minutes. That was brutal. But this is what I mean. This is basically what happened on EU as well. And this is also, I think, a bit the whole going from best of 7 to best of 9. I'm just changing position a little bit. Ow. When you're sitting in the same position a long time, everything starts to hurt for me. So, and now we have Pincer ready up for the second match from Port Bay with an E100, 2 E5s, Sheridan, 2 IS4s, and a Mouse. And they're going to go up against 2 IS4s, a potential E3. There we go. A Sheridan, 2 T22 mediums, and an E5. Again, a very, very interesting lineup. And a tank that is not loved all that much. First it's the Badger. Now it's the E3. Very interesting stuff. Just under a minute left to go. 50 seconds to be exact. And honestly, this is awesome. I love the comeback. And now it is 2-3 and anything can still happen. 30 seconds left to go. And in the meantime, I think you're at the point... Yeah. You're at the point where they won their first game. And I'm seeing the reactions in the chat with mind blown emojis. It's amazing. 10 seconds left to go. Here we go. These are the kind of games, to be fair, that will make me excited for the games that we're watching. It's amazing. And here we go. Into the game. The 6th game of this best of 9. We're getting closer to a sort of finale. Giant pink mouse, definitely approved. Pink camo, best camo. And let's have a look. Now we see the tank splitting up more towards both sides. Fatness not going quite as brutally as before. Staying at the back. External driving through the walls. Blind shots happening into places there are no tanks. And his Royal Fatness has a nice bush to stay in. Base C is being kept unchallenged. The mice nowhere near yet. Oof, but now they do reset the cap. But when they cap together, it is impossible to decap it in time. Especially now that they're capping with 4. And we have Nike offering some support there. And now they've capped the base. And they can safely pull back. And again, this means that Rain will have an advantage here in points and bases. Unless Pincer makes a move. Tommy holding here. Nike is still shooting at him. He's not actually in the corner, he is more to the front of it. Tommy losing a bit of HP. Pincer making a move here. But not necessarily rushing. Nike landing some more shots. And now we have some interesting lines of fire going. I'm actually moving back a little bit to show it better. Missile hit on Dragon Creek there. And Nike is now in potential trouble. He is getting rushed. He does have some support, but he's losing a lot of HP. And his team has to focus on the Ice Fort and the Mouse. Nike running off. TJ there as well. Dragon Creek is almost gone. Fatness not looking too healthy either. Fatness is the first one gone. Dragon Creek not going to survive this. And that is the second gun from Rain gone. And this is definitely a comeback by Pincer. They're now going after the T-22 mediums. Nike getting shot. TJ is still alive, if barely. Zaitu. Well, actually, not barely just yet. There goes Zaitu. Nike still alive, but barely. And he is taken out. And that leaves External with a full reload. With the potential to do a lot of damage. 10 killers still alive. Conky and Komi have been taken out. There goes 10 killer, but there goes TJ as well. And it is 3 versus 3. But HP wise, Pincer is better off. If they focus fire right, which they seem to do, they could potentially have it. And only the E3 is not there. He is still working on getting there. Glory running off. External. Not sure who Fadu was shooting except for Glory there. And we see a missile that does not pen. But with Pincer having the base now and the gun advantage, they just need to be careful. Tommy moving in. Going after killer. Tommy taking the hit. Glory getting Stanley hit as well. External moving in. Ooh. Surviving that, and Tommy takes out Glory. And now it's only Fadu. And Fadu is not going to hold against these 3. Especially not with the Sheridan creeping up on the side and behind. He does take another hit, but he does not take the kill. And the game is for Pincer, and we are back at a score of 3-3. Amazing. Aw, thank you, Dwarf. That is so nice. These are the kind of games you really want, though. I mean, it is now 3-3. No real pressure on either team yet. And basically, Pincer making a comeback. This is kind of exactly what happened on the EU, and I absolutely loved it and love it here as well. This is the kind of games that you want as streamer. We are moving on to Rockfield now. Rockfield looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A relatively protected by a bunker. Base E protected on 2 sides, but lots of lanes of fire into it. And base C protected by a bit of a hill, but it is very tricky to cap. And it is... basically all the bases have lots of lines of fire into it, so you have to be careful. And it is pretty much a run around map. So we either see stalemate gaming around base A or around base C, I mean. Or people are running around trying to kill each other off. And now we have pincer completely ready in 2 E100s, 1 Sheridan and 4 IS4s. And they are up against 3 IS4s, 2 268s, no, sorry, 4 IS4s, a Sheridan, a T22 medium and a 268. And no, it's 1 E5 and 3 IS4s. They are changing the lineup quite a bit. They have 20 seconds left to do so. And here we go into the countdown clock for the 7th game of this best of 9. After this, either team will have a potential match point in the next match. And then the pressure will be on. And let's see. I love how Pincer is regrouping. I love how Rain was regrouping the earlier matches. And it will all depend on the matches that we get now. Who gets to go against Premo tomorrow. And we have Pincer pretty much splitting up. We have External going towards the middle. But not going into base B. And cheeky early B cap can work wonders. But in this case he is looking to see where everyone is. But Rain does not seem particularly... That missile hit though. That is why missiles should not be in the game, honestly. But what a game. Oh, Fatness. Getting absolutely hammered there. This is not Fatness's day. First Sport Bay, now this, but at least it's still alive. And they cap the base just a split second before. Glory now going to join the mats and the E5. Zaito at the back there, not making a move, but he is there. And we have Fadu going one side, TJ going the other side. They will want to give Fatness some targets, I believe. And let's see. This is pretty much what I mean. It leads to stalemate gaming. The map is fun, but you either have very fast matches or matches where people are just staying in their places and nothing is happening. Rain is pulling back. Dragon Creek has moved in though. It's only TJ and Fatness relocating. And they want Commie to pull back. Dragon Creek now relocating again. Glory and Fadu holding, but Fadu now also pulling back. Can't be shoot going quite forwards, potentially going to cap base A. But then we will be just exchanging bases. We saw that earlier today. They did it in other bases too. Where we're like one team goes into base A and the other team goes into base C and it rotates a few times. And now Zaito pushing in. And base C is being stolen and immediately Rain has lost their advantage here. Kanpishuk is going in. And we are exchanging bases. Tank Killer. Not happy. B now being kept. TJ taking a big hit. And Tank Killer is pushing forward a little bit. Taking a smaller hit in turn. Base B is being kept. If they manage to do so, then Rain has a definite advantage here. But now we have Pincer pushing in. Going for the tanks. Oh! Glory got deleted. Nike next in line. And base B being contested. Kampishuk losing a little bit of HP. Nike losing a heck lot of HP. He's not going to survive for long. Commie is going in. TJ has been taken out. Nike is gone. And Pincer still has all their guns. They are at 800 points. 850 so even. And even though Tommy might not be long for this world, they've taken out a bunch of guns. They are capping base B. And basically, Fadu is now next on the list of tanks to be murdered. Tommy is taken out, but so is Fadu. Can't be shook going into base B because they have no choice, but his Royal Fatness has been taken out. And now Can't be shook is being engaged by 3 tanks. 2 are integrating Dragon Creek. But it won't be enough, because with Can't be shook now dead, Pincer has the game and they have a potential match point next match. Wow. What a comeback, guys, honestly. Pincer without winning 4 games in a row. Making it to this point. If they win the next game, they are up against Primo tomorrow. And what a game. In just a minute and a half, we are going into the 8th match of this best of 9. This is basically how you want it as streamer, to be fair. The more matches, the better. At the same time, I can only imagine how stressed these teams must be right now. Pincer almost completely ready with 2 E100s, a Sheridan and 4 IS-4s. And on the other side we see lots of unready tanks so far. Anything can still happen. And let's see. Zaitu going into the Sheridans. We see now 2 E100s, 2 Sheridans and 3 IS-4s. That are going to go up against 2 IS-4s, 2 E5s, a Sheridan, a T22 medium and a 268. Funny thing is that someone just said thick lineup, Pincer, but the thing is they won that game. You don't know this, yes, but I do. And now we see on the other side one of the Sheridans has been changed to a T22. One of the pay to win tanks. This is something that Feast has been naming themselves Wargaming for. Because not just did Wargaming block off most of the push-up places where you can get tanks into special places, but they also have a pay to win wall, basically a paywall. And I kind of agree with that, because when you have a tank that has only been ever in crates and all of that, you either have to have been very lucky, or you could have spent literally thousands of euros and still not gotten the tank. So let's see, potential match point for Pincer. If they win this next match, then they are through to the grand finals tomorrow. And let's see. And we have Pincer moving both ways. Rain pretty much doing the same thing, but focusing primarily on the base C side. And they're going to be meeting external there. They are holding more though. TJ moving towards base C slowly. Base A being kept early. Zaitu moving in. External having been spotted. And this means we see a missile flying and hitting. External taking the first bit of damage there. Or at least TJ taking the damage and External making it. Both teams have a base, but Rain has a slight point advantage for capping a little bit earlier. The E5s are holding. External running off back towards where he came from. And Nike now taking base B early. That is a very cheeky move. If he gets away with it, it will give Rain a pretty good advantage. Assuming that Pincer doesn't steal it or makes a quick move. And Nike needs to be careful. He is holding in base B. He is pretty much stuck there. Let's see. Pincer rotating around the back. And Rain pretty spread out, and that could be a potential issue here. Killer losing a little bit of HP. And we see a missile fly. And actually tracking Tank Killer even though he's not damaged. And here we go. Royal Fatness spotting, but in a way that he can get out of there very, very fast if need be. External now there as well. Missile flying and hitting. He's having quite some luck with the missiles this match. Base C now being stolen. And that will make it the pressure, definitely, if they get away with it. And they are pushing in. Base A is being stolen. Base C has been decapped. But TJ is still capping. Base B is being stolen by Tank Killer. Killer not looking all too healthy. And now with A being capped, they kind of really need Base C to be capped. Killer is almost gone, but we see a lot of action going on in the hills here. Killer has been taken out. Can't be shook is almost gone though. And with Pincer grabbing all these bases, it does not look good for Rain. They still have the point advantage at this stage, but they have a base issue. Base C has finally been capped. They need to focus on the tanks that are right in front of them. Nike being pushed quite literally by all the heavy tanks and the T-22 medium. Not going to survive for much longer. He does land another hit, but with a missile he is taken out. Tommy still alive, but barely. Oh, Hated Fate taking massive hits here. And there goes Hated Fate. It is 4 versus 4. 850 points. TJ not looking all too healthy. And basically, Zaitu is the weakest link, but he is hidden. Dragon Creek moving straight on in. Fatness going in. 940 points. Fatness moving in to take out Zaitu. 3 versus 4. But this game is pretty certainly for Pincer. And that means that Pincer worked their way back from a disadvantage of 3-0 to 5-3. 5 games in a row. Pincer won. Pincer's taking it home. Pincer is going through to the grand finals tomorrow. Amazing games, honestly. These are the kind of games that you want to stream it, to be fair. I do feel for Rain, they were not having their week this week. But massive congratulations to Hated for reaching the top 4. Even if you ended 4, you still made it to the top 4. Massive congratulations to Rain too for making it to 3rd place. And definite massive congratulations to Pincer for getting to the grand finals. Utterly amazing games. And looking at the time, I have been streaming for 2 hours. I'm going to chuck in one more replay just to fill up some time. And let's see, what have I got for you? Let's see. A nice little Leo game. And let's see what he does with that. Ooh, this camo looks nice on the Leo. This camo looks nice on pretty much any tank, to be fair. Like sort of burnt, polished gold kind of thing. But oh wow, those games were close. That is absolutely epic. And it would have been epic to end with. Wow. Okay. Lovely teammates you've got there. This is a nice spotting spot. But teammates are already on the other side. And now he has to be a little bit more careful as he has been spotted. He could have gone up in the middle though. Oh, he does get hit there. Don't spoil it, guys, honestly. I understand your excitement, but don't spoil it. IS-7 has been taken out. That guy is driving into the rock. Backwards. And let's see. Leo's one of the tanks. It's actually not my newest tier 10, but it's the newest tier 10 that I've actually played. And so Maniac has been taken out. It is a very lovely tank. The accuracy is just amazing. You don't really need to aim at it. It's just laser guided something. It's T57 Heavy not focused on the Leo at all, which is going to be very costly for him because the Leo now only needs one more reload to take him out, and he does that before the T57 can even reload. And let's see where. Oh, was just gonna say where did he go, but there he is. Leo is still alive. And the AFK guy is as well. And now he's being quite clever. He's going around the back. I'm going to shoot the Jagdtiger. Because why not? That is a bounce. You just bound a high caliber gun. Nicely done. And then he just starts shooting the 268 instead, which is a good call. And the Hori will take him out. And there you go. 4.1k damage. It is 3 versus 3. He is going to cap the base. The STI is just as polite as the other guy. But some more points will always help, and at least it will put a bit of pressure on the enemy team. And the Sheridan is almost gone, and there he goes. Well done. And now we have the IS-7 over there, also within range of shooting. And he is not standing still. The Grill has made it all the way around, which is interesting. He does take out the Hori. But there goes the IS-7. And now the Grill. Oof. And there we go. 4 kills, 5.1k damage. Lovely cheeky game. $1,506 base XP. 260 supremacy points. So with that, we have definitely crossed the 2-hour border. If you have watched from the beginning, that means that you will have gotten all the rewards. If you haven't, that's not my problem. But thank you all for watching. Thanks for the amazing games, both Pincer and Rain tonight, and before Hated as well. And I'm definitely very much looking forward to seeing what is going to happen in the grand finals tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy and at home. And I will see you tomorrow for the Asia grand finals first, followed by EU on Wargames official channel, and then NA's grand finals. Have a good night, everyone. I'm going to go to bed. Well, definitely I'm going to try, because right now I'm just kind of hyper. But again, thank you all for watching, and have a good night. Bye bye!